Okay, simple trig identities. Now, the rules for trig identities. And Mr. Bierschbach rules might not be everybody's rules, but you got to follow Mr. Bierschbach's rules because you're in Mr. Bierschbach's class, and Mr. Bierschbach is the one who grades your papers. And if you do not follow Mr. Bierschbach's way of doing it, I will take points off. So, the rules of trig identities. Number one rule, write the problem exactly the way it appears in the book. Okay, don't switch sides with things. Don't put what's on the left in the book in the right and what's on the right on the left. Okay, because of the next rule. Rule number 2. Only change the left side of the equation writing the right side on each step. Okay? So you're going to only change the left side of the equation, and then you're going to keep the right side the same, and you're going to write it on the right side each time. Writing the same. Maybe I should say writing the same right side on each step. That's probably the way I should write it. Only change the left side, writing the same right side on each step. And the last one, do your problems vertically. Line up equal signs in a column. And I'll do a few for you so you kind of understand my rules. And what we're going to do before lunch are very basic ones that are not going to cause you too many issues. Okay? So, example number 1. Okay? Cosine of x times tangent of x equals sine of x. We have to prove this identity. So we're going to keep the right side the same, change the left side. What part of the left side should I change? Tangent becomes sine of x over cosine of x. And then when you do a trig identity, you go until each side matches. So I cancel the cosines here. So then in my last step, I write the matching down. Sine of x equals sine of x. I go until I match. And that's what I'm doing. Okay? You're going to work until you match. There we go. 1 minus cosine of x secant cubed of x equals negative tangent squared of x. Okay, you need to prove this identity. It's like a geometry proof. Okay, going in columns, but you don't have to write the reasons to the side. Okay, what do you think my first step should be? Because I can only change the left side, not the right side. What would I change on the left side? Write secant as what? 1 over cosine. So it'll be 1 over cosine cubed of x. Okay? Now what can I do? How about we cancel a cosine and a cosine? So I have 1 over cosine squared. So it's 1 minus 1 over cosine squared of x. At this point, I got about 3 different routes I could take on this problem and get to the answer. Okay? What route do you guys want to go on? Turn it back into secant? That would be the easiest route. And what is 1 minus secant squared of x? Negative tangent squared of x. Because that's a Pythagorean identity. Because we know secant squared of x equals tangent squared of x plus 1. And since we know that, if we flip tangent to the other side, it becomes negative tangent squared, and flip secant to the other side, it's 1 minus secant squared equals negative tangent squared. And we are done. We got them to match. Okay? We've gotten them to match. All right. Let's do one more example. Example number 3. If I go sine of x cosine squared of x plus sine cubed of x over cosine of x equals tangent squared. Nope, just tangent of x. Okay, how can I make that complicated left side into just tangent of x? What would be your first step, maybe? What was your homework assignment for today? What did we do? Factoring. Can we do any factoring on the top? Take out the greatest common factor. Take out a sine of x. And what are we left with? Well, we're left with the cosine squared of x plus the sine squared of x. What is something I can now do on the left side? 1. What is 1, Chanty? Cosine squared plus sine squared is equal to 1. That's one of our Pythagorean identities, right? On your note card. So we get sine of x times 1 over cosine of x. Well, what's sine of x times 1? Sine of x. What's sine of x over cosine of x? Well, that should be enough for before lunch. On page 172, numbers 37 through 44, all 8 problems for you to do. You got 25 minutes to work on this. You should have no problem getting these done. Okay, make sure you write out your work the way I did. Things on both sides, problems the way it appears in the book right away, and so on. Yep.